Hey, good morning, Lyft people, Lyft drivers, YouTubers. I am Lost Art. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for visiting my channel, Lost Art. Um, Today I'm going to talk about, well, actually, this is just going to be part two, really. Um, I just made a video about how to talk to your Lyft customers slash guests. The people that are getting in your car, the people that you're driving around, getting from point A to point Z or whatever. Um, and so I was talking about, I think, talking about it from an introverted perspective. Um, but I failed to mention a couple other things, so that's why I made kind of like a short part two to it, as far as like what to talk about and to what not to talk about. I don't think I mentioned that aspect of like the do's and don'ts of conversations with your Lyft passengers. Um, and that's just because after I did the video, I was like, well, I kind of approached it just from a networking standpoint, but everybody's not trying to network with Lyft. Some of you all are just doing it part time or just it's something on the side, and that's great. That's fine too. But I was thinking about all the uncomfortable situations that I've been in with people when they were talking about something that I wasn't comfortable talking about with per se, and so. Yes, that's basically what I wanted to kind of discuss in this video. A lot of times, the main questions that you'll get from your Lyft passengers, guests, customers, whatever you want to call them, if they are interested in talking, is how long have you been driving for Lyft? How much money do you make? And do you like it? Those are the three main things you'll hear over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's just maybe a good conversation starter, or for somebody who's never rode with Lyft as a passenger. That's usually what they're gonna ask. Now, sometimes you may get people who want to talk about other things that are a little more touchy. And that, of course, in the agreement, the Lyft agreement that goes out to the customers and the drivers, the passengers and the drivers, in the agreement, it says that you should never discuss race, color, sexual orientation, religion, um, anything that the three things that you don't discuss at the table, that type of thing, politics, stuff like that. But you are, especially in today's climate, you're going to get a lot of people that want to discuss things that you may not be comfortable with. And so it's like, how do I navigate this conversation? And the best thing, even if it's something that offends you, the best thing that I would say, given my experience and some of the situations that I've been in, is to not say anything. If they're talking about something and you kind of feel that energy where they want you to engage, either because they feel like you may agree or because they're trying to provoke a conversation, if it's about something that makes you uncomfortable or something that could potentially result in an argument or anybody feeling unsafe or uncomfortable, just don't talk about it. Don't engage. Don't respond per se. You can give a head nod or something to let them know that you're listening per se. Um, or you can just say, I don't feel comfortable talking about this. I appreciate you, riding with me today, but I would prefer if we, would talk about something else, or just, kind of keep the conversation a little light. And it could be anything. I've had people talk to me about, who they don't like in a presidential election, or why they don't like them, or maybe about, with everything going on today, vaccinated, unvaccinated, like all of those things. So usually, because it's such a loose environment, it's such a loose, um, yeah, it's such a loose climate because you're in somebody's car. It's a very informal situation, right? So people are going to feel comfortable enough to talk to you about whatever. And so you kind of have to be the voice of logic and reason to kind of contain the information. You can kind of keep it at how's the weather? It's a beautiful day outside and all of that. Um, yeah, just kind of just keep it light, or it's raining, or just ask them. You should just try to keep things on the positive side, because you will get a lot of people that they want to provoke conversation. They want to see where your head is, and it's easier as uh, I guess as the people who are actually working for the company Lyft. It's easier for them, the representatives, to tell you, just don't engage. But it's a little harder as someone who's actually in the car with the passenger. Like you're the face of it, so it's harder to just ignore what somebody's saying, because they're, first of all, they're in your personal vehicle, they're in your car, and you're so close, right? So it's a very intimate situation. So it's kind of hard not to respond, or to let what people negatively say. It's kind of hard to not let that affect you. But again, what you have to realize is that this is business. You are transporting somebody. It's nothing personal about it. If they're saying something that offends you, you don't have to respond. That's not geared towards you. You know something that somebody else is saying is most of the time about their own situation or their own beliefs, but don't let that affect you or make you angry or make you have a certain attitude about um like what it is to drive for Lyft, because you'll just get people like that. They just want to provoke conversation. So um, yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Just kind of try to not take anything personal. Just keep things professional. And like I said, just tell people like, hey, I'm not comfortable talking about that. Um, start music. Music is probably one of the best things. If you're playing music, a lot of times people would just listen to the music instead of wanting to, talk about something that may make you uncomfortable. You know, I can't tell you how many times I've been hit on, with by certain Lyft passengers, and it's made me uncomfortable. But once you turn on some music, or if you give them that strict, like, I'm just your driver, like this, this is a professional environment. you know, 9 times out of 10 they'll get the picture. Um, but yeah, so that's just, I just wanted to add that on because I think that is important. Like, you will get a lot of like awkward situations, and again, you don't have to drive those people. If somebody's making you feel so uncomfortable to where you feel like your safety is in danger, you don't have to transport that person. You can always call Lyft and let them know the situation. Like, most of the time, once you finish a ride, whether you finish it halfway through or if you ended the ride early or whatever because you didn't feel safe, they'll always ask you about the customer. You can rate them from 1 to 5 stars, and usually if you rate 3 stars or below, they will ask you like why are you rating this person 3 stars or below, and then they'll even have it to where you won't be paired with that person again. So there are things that you can do. Like I said, you can always report it, document it, and let them know what happened if somebody said something that made you uncomfortable, and vice versa. Like, it goes both ways. Like, make sure that you keep the conversation appropriate, because you don't know who's getting in your car. You don't know um, what they really think. Sometimes people are baiting you into a conversation, and they may actually think a different way. So just, for the sake of your um, contract with Lyft as an independent contractor, just keep it you know, simple, like small talk conversation. You can't go wrong with that. You know, nobody can report you for um, small talk conversation. You know, it's just that simple. You know, ask them. You know, just make yourself personable. Make sure that they're comfortable with the temperature. Ask them, is there a certain route that they would like to go, or a shorter way, and just keep it like that, and that's it. But yeah. So I think that was all I had on that. But if y'all have any more questions, you can comment below. And if you're interested in seeing more about what I have to say about what it's like to drive for Lyft, you can subscribe to my channel, Lost Art. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all later.